Hi, good morning. This is Ma'am Roda, your teacher in personal development. Our lesson for today is all about cognitive development. In this lesson, we'll talk about new scientific discoveries about the brain and how this affects learning. But first, let me talk about what you already know and let's consider two different questions. Uh-huh. How did you learn to talk? To read? To ride a bicycle? To shoot a basket? Now, let's move to the main topic, cognitive development with the use of brain power. Complex organs controls your every thought and move. What is cognitive development? Cognitive development means how children think, explore, and figure things out. It is the development of knowledge, skills, problem solving, and disposition. In short, the construction of the thought processes, including remembering, problem solving, and decision making, that is cognitive development. Let's play a game. And the title of this game is Lateral Thinking Puzzles. I will be giving a situation and I want you to think of your own answer. A father and his son are in a car crash. The father is killed and the child is taken to hospital gravely injured. When he gets there, the surgeon says, "I can't operate on this boy, for he is my son." Question: how can this possibly be? So, what is your answer? The answer is the surgeon cannot operate on her own son. Why? Because she is his mother. Who got the right answer? Next situation. There are 6 eggs in the basket. 6 people each take one of the eggs. Question: how can it be that one egg is left in the basket? Answer: the last person took the basket with the last egg is still inside. Who got the right answer? While you were thinking of the solutions to the puzzles, what was going on inside you? What organ was working? Isn't it? It is the brain? Yes, it is the brain that is working. How did you get here? Bakit kayo nakikinig sa video lecture ko? No. It's not a question about your conception or birth. How did you get here on this situation? Why are you listening to my video lecture? The answer is a lot more complex than sabi kasi ni teacher manood o makinig sa video lecture niya. Or, I just click it by an accident. The answer involves thought, as in, I want to get there on the internet. The movement of pressing, scroll, YouTube daw, sabi ni ma'am. So, pressing the computer's power button and grasping a mouse, or it can be your Android cell phone. Memory like recalling how to use a browser or a search engine, and a word recognition such as brain power and an understanding of its meaning. In short, the answer involves a wrinkled, pinkish-gray, 3-pound organ that is primarily composed of fat and water and goes by the name of brain. You get to this video because that jelly-like mass tapping off your spinal cord fired electrical signals to your hand, telling it how to move. You got to this video because your brain stored information about using a computer and the definition of words that you learned years ago. Diba, napag-aralan nyo na how to manipulate computer and or cell phones. You got to this video because your brain is working. So keep on listening, guys, and find out how it functions, if it repairs itself, and if the effects of drug use are permanent. The power to act. The brain has 3 major parts: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brain stem. Let's talk about the brain stem. The brain stem connects the spinal cord and the brain. It controls functions that keep people alive, such as breathing, heart rate, blood pressure, and food digestion. Those activities occur without any thought. You aren't telling yourself, inhale, exhale, inhale. You're just breathing. Di ba, hindi naman natin inuutosan ang sarili natin, huminga ka, huminga ka, huminga ka. Pagkos ito ay natural. Tayo ay natural na humihinga. Kasi buhay nga tayo. Things are different in the cerebellum. That region controls voluntary movement. When you want to lift your fork or tinidor, when you want to wave your hand, brush your hair, or wink at a cutie, pag may nakita kang crush mo at kikindatan mo, those are voluntary movement. You form the thought, and then an area in the cerebellum translates your will into action. Siya ang nag-uutos na gawin mo yon. It happens so quickly. Think about how little time passes between your desire to continue reading or wanting to hear and watch this video. Neurons, the basic functional units of the nervous system, which comprises of the nerve cell body, axon, and dendrite. These are key to brain function. They have this so-called electrical signal that moves to the nerve cell down the axon to a dendrite, which look like a branches at the end of the nerve cells, and then it signals jumps from the end of the dendrite on one cell across the space, and then this what we call the synapse to the dendrite of another cell with the help of chemicals called neurotransmitters. So the signals continues jumping from one cell to cell until it reaches the muscle. You need to do such things like waving, winking, or walking. Let's talk about cerebrum. The cerebrum is the largest of the 3 brain sections. It accounts for about 85% of the brain's weight. and has 4 lobes. The lobes are frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital. Each have different functions. They get their names from the sections of the skulls that are next to them. The parietal lobe helps people understand what they see and feel, while the frontal lobe determines personality and emotions. Vision functions are located in the occipital lobe, and hearing and word recognition abilities are in the temporal lobe. You can grow your intelligence. Your brain can be developed like a muscle. Many people think of the brain as a mystery. They just don't know about intelligence and how it works. When they do think about what intelligence is, many people believe that a person is born either smart, average, or dumb, and stays that way for life. But new research shows that the brain is more like a muscle. It changes and gets stronger when you use it. Of course, everyone knows that when you lift weights, your muscle get bigger and you get stronger. That's because the muscles become larger and stronger with exercises. And then when you stop exercising, the muscles shrink and you get weaker. That's why people say, use it or lose it. Sabi nga nila, kapag mapurol ang iyong utak, kailangan mo itong hasain. The key to growing the brain is to practice. Di ba, from the first day that you were born, babies are hearing people around them talk all day, every day. They talk to the baby and to each other. They have to try to make sense of these strange sounds. Para nang sira ulo na boo, blah, blah, blah. They figure out what they mean. Siyempre, di alam ng baby yon. In a way, babies are exercising their brains by listening hard. At first, the baby make goo sounds, and then the words start coming, and then until they can say whole sentences almost perfectly, they learn new language and they don't forget it, and the child's brain has changed and actually gotten smarter. This happened because the learning causes permanent changes in the brain. The baby's brain grows larger, grow new connections between them. Then these strong connections make the child's brain stronger and smarter, just like a weightlifter, big muscles, and make them strong. There's no such thing like a dumb person. So there's the real truth about smart and dumb. No one thinks babies are stupid because they cannot talk. Siyempre, hindi pa sila marunong magsalita, di ba? Wala naman pinanganak na marunong agad. But some people would call a person dumb if they can't solve math problems or spell a word right or read fast, even though all these things are learned with practice. But with practice, they can learn to do it. And the more a person learns, the easier it gets to learn new things because the brain muscles have gotten stronger. Ika nga, practicing the right thing will makes you perfect. In order for you to get smarter, you have to exercise and practice. By practicing, you make your brain stronger. You also learn things that let you use your brain in a smarter way. And that is why we, your teachers, gives you a lot of learning activities. You have to develop a growth mindset. It's a science lesson, not brainwashing. It can be tempting to explain what a growth mindset is and what a fixed mindset is. It should have a growth mindset. When we say growth mindset, it's all about growth, not just about effort. When you first learn about growth mindset, you may think it means to believe that you can succeed if you just try harder. There's more to it than that. For students to have a growth mindset, they should understand that trying harder and trying new moves. Just give yourself the chance to grow a stronger brain. Don't think that you cannot do it, or don't think that it's too hard for you to do it. It does take a work. Just be strong, and when you feel yourself get better and stronger, all the work is worth it. So, that's all for now, class. I hope you have learned a lot of things about the cognitive development. Goodbye. Stay safe.